Greetings everyone, my name is Nuke and welcome back to Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. This is not a stream. Normally I try to play this on stream, but I haven't had time to stream my normal time at all this week, and I wanted to play Monster Hunter, so I'm just doing a recording. Now I said on social media, for anybody who follows me on Blue Sky, I said that I wanted to try to switch to using the bow, because I've always wanted to be able to get good with the bow in Monster Hunter. I've only ever really used it in World, and a bit in Generations, but I've never quite figured out how to use it in 3 Ultimate or 4 Ultimate, and I've been practicing a little bit on a different file, and one thing, and I did notice a couple things about the bow. First thing is, you have to be fast when you attack with the bow. You can't just sit it and charge it and run around like this and wait for a good shot and then fire. That's gonna take forever. That doesn't really help at all. Another thing I noticed is the way you do damage with the bow in 3 Ultimate is the arc shot. What is the arc shot? This. I was trying to hit that Ep.4 before it got away. That's where all of your damage comes from. It comes from the arc shot. Now in World, each one of those little whatever they are, spheres, rocks, those do like 1 damage a piece in World. They will do stamina damage if you hit the head, and they still do that here. But in World, they don't do nearly as much damage. Because World, you have, you know, a Power Shot, which I don't have here. In World, you have Dragon Piercer, which I don't have here. You have Thousand Dragons, which I don't have here. All you have here is just your basic bow shots and your arc shots. Now, to charge an arc shot, you do have to charge it to level 2. So, 1, 2, and then your arc shot ready. If I press A and not B. You can also go into aiming mode and just kind of... wherever the circle hits, that's your arc shot. I've noticed that. I tried fighting a Rathian on my own time, and again in a different file, so I won't have any of those materials here. With the same bow both times. I don't remember which bow it was, but once, I think it was the Legiacris bow. And the first time took me like 20 minutes or something, like an insane amount of time. And especially for a Legiacris bow against a Rathian. Well, they put subject here. And the second time it took me, like, I shaved off more than 5 minutes using mainly arc shot. Now, this is there are 3 types of arc shots. There's wide, focus, and blast. Now, focus, this is wide. Focus is the same thing, it just has a smaller reticle, a more condensed area of effect. And blast, it's an even more condensed area of effect, but it's an explosive. I don't know how much more damage that does versus what I'm using here, like a wide or a focus. Kept trying to call it narrow. Like, no, that's not right. But it still is a little bit better meta-wise than just sitting here using basic shots. Basic shots are like if you can't get off an arc shot. I feel like that's how they should be used. Now that kind of goes out the window when you get to slime weapons, because slime weapons in 3 Ultimate are just broken. Like they're literally the meta. So I did not waste Ludrath Parks making this bow. I don't plan on... well, I might use this bow more because it's like the best water bow I can get for a while. You can straight up just buy this. You can just purchase this bow. Like straight up with money. No materials needed once you get far enough. Thought it was gonna move there. He is gonna move. He's just gonna do his little snarl at me. And I wish there were damage numbers in this game, but unfortunately there's not. There is a mod I saw online. He's already getting tired because I've been whapping him with these arc shots. And arc shots are better used against big monsters like the Doramboros. Perfect. Rathalos, Rathian, we can make it work. But smaller creatures like the Great Jaggy here, or smaller, large monsters I should say, it's a little bit more difficult to pull off because they take up so much less space and they move around a lot more. But yeah, that's kind of the gist, is you gotta use the arc shot. Again, that doesn't carry over into every Monster Hunter, especially not in Rise. I think in Rise the arc shot was just like it applied buffs. So you really can't be attacking the monster with that in Rise. I don't remember though, I haven't played Rise since it came out. So forgive me if my information on Rise is off. But that is what I remember. Thanks for ruining my arc shot there, Jaggy. Appreciate it. So don't get me wrong, I do still love the gun lance. It is still my favorite melee weapon. But I've always wanted to try to get good with the bow. And like I said, I did use it for a while in World. I got all the way through parts of high rank, or most of high rank in World with the bow, but everything before that, not so much. You know, that took kind of a while for a great Jaggy, but I'm a little rusty. I'm shaking the cobwebs off. Oh, and another thing, bows have coatings. Y'all probably already knew that, but it's power coatings, close range coatings, poison, para, sleep, exhaust, paint. There's also slime, which I haven't unlocked yet. And every one of those, it's important that you use them. Close range coatings, I don't think really affect arc shots, but they're good for like regular shots, I guess. I don't know. Exhaust shots, those are good for just sapping stamina. That'll go really good for an arc shot. And those kinds of things. So what my goal in this video for now... Also, I learned something. Pardon me. Feline Weakener. That says... increases the likelihood of the large monsters encountered in quests being weak. So that refers to the monster's HP percentage. I thought it also referred to like how much damage they do, but from what I've been given to understand, it doesn't. It just affects their HP, and it's like a 5% difference. And they can hit that difference naturally. Weakener just makes it so it has a better chance to hit it. Yeah, there's no good, really no good skills out there right now. There is one. Let's see. Which one was it though? There was one called Pyro. I'm trying to find. I don't remember what it was under. Bombardier is just crag damage. Gun lance, polish slugger, specialist, black belt, rumor, escape artist, slider. Feline Pyro, that's what I'm trying to find. Here we go. Pathetic. Well, none of this really helps me. Firewalker. Well, whatever. We'll find it later. I'll get Defender. I am still using like base armor because I just started this up. I don't have any materials to build anything. But my goal for this episode is to get a Rathian bow, which I literally just need like one more part from the Rathian in order to get that. Also, my audio delay is starting to catch up with me here. It wasn't delaying until I started recording, and as soon as I started recording, it started delaying. I don't know. I'm sick and tired of talking about it and dealing with it. It just is what it is at this point. I figure it's only going to be going while I'm on the Wii U, so... Or anything older than that, I don't know. Yeah, I was using the Rathian bow, and it has boost to poison coatings, and that was working pretty well for me. Even without elemental damage. Like, I usually am not super fond of poison weapons, but with weapons like the bow and the dual blades and stuff that attacks really quickly, where you can stack poison on really fast, it does pretty well. But stuff on like the great sword and the gun lance, like it's okay, but it's not. It's poison. Depends on how many times you attack the monster with the poison weapons, and things like the gun lance and the great sword are super slow. So you're not going to get a whole lot of poison out of them. Same with slime. Once I get to that, which is like going to be a while, fast weapons like the bow and the dual blades would do great with slime weapons. I think the slime dual blades were like the meta for the longest time. Well, think they are the meta, excuse me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Brachydios dual blades are like the meta. And you really... So when you're not aiming down the sights, the range of the arc shot is always the same. For whatever type of shot you're doing. So you really start to get good with knowing what that distance is. Come on, Rathian. Ah. And again, wide is relatively difficult to work with just because it covers such a wide area. Granted, it's harder to miss, but you have to really get it dead on in order for everything to hit. I was using the Rathian and the Gaiacri's bow in my other file, and that does have focus and blast shots respectively, so those do. Yeah, she's already exhausted. So get prepared for a lot of blast shots, gamers, or arc shots rather, because this is the way you do it with the bow. If anybody could actually manage to do this with like decent DPS just from normal shots, I would love to know how, because I've tried it and it doesn't seem to work. At least not with low level bows. With higher level bows, I guess that's the rub right there. This is the low level bow. It might be higher level bows that you can just use regular shots with, but with low levels it just doesn't. It just doesn't. So where are you going? 3. And again, I don't know how well this carries. I don't think this carries as much into like Generations Ultimate, because I used the bow in Generations Ultimate for a while, and I don't remember having to use spam arc shot in order to get good DPS with it. I do remember in 4 Ultimate when I tried to just use regular shot, it did not go well. Like at all. Whatever. Steal my paintball, I don't care. These are a dime a dozen anyway. Whoa, Rathian. Easy there, big girl. Yeah, when she's angered like that, it's really hard to pull off an arc shot because she's moving so much. So I probably should have saved my exhaust cuttings for when she got angered, but whatever. Hindsight's 20/20, right? Yeet. I really should be aiming for the head. Yeah. Yeah, I was not getting an arc shot with that. I'm in charge mode right now. There we go. No. Oh, I barely dodged that. Alright. Oh, and sit down. You. Screw off. Oh. Oh. Thanks, Rathian. Also, if I'm going to be recording this, I am going to try to spare y'all the equipment farming in the videos. On stream, sure, but in just regular videos, I won't be doing that. But I feel like it's just a little more chill on stream, and I could probably get away with it there. But on just a normal recording, I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna fly. I'm not exactly hanging with chat in a pre-recorded video. Oh, well, damn it. No, don't nom on me. I am not for the noms. Dragons nomming dragons. What is this world coming to? Ah, yes. The wind of one pushes me into the impact of another. Ah, physics. And as you can imagine, stamina management is very important in bow usage. Stamina management is just important in general, but when every attack, literally every attack requires stamina, it's important. Thank God she only did one fireball, otherwise that was gonna hurt. Ooh. Thanks, Aptonoth. You're a bro. And she's leaving again, okay. I have no idea how well I'm doing. This is not the best bow. I'm gonna be real. This is the best bow I could just afford with the materials and money that I have, but it is not the best bow. Yeah, now she's exhausted again because I keep whamming her with these bang-on arc shots. Her stamina just keeps going down. That is a bonus to spamming arc shot. It just weakens the monster. Maybe that has something to do with the DPS. I don't know. They take more damage when they're in a weakened state like this, or a tired state, I should say. I don't think I've ever gotten a stun in 3 Ultimate with the bow. Maybe in World I have, I don't remember, but not in 3 Ultimate. I don't know if arc shots are capable of stunning in 3 Ultimate. Also, I've tried looking up guides on how to use the bow in 3 Ultimate, like the most effective way to do it, and I couldn't find anything. Like anywhere. I saw basic control guides, but not like, okay, to maximize, damage, this is how you want to do it. And I'm not super crazy about maximizing damage in games, I'm not. But when just using regular arrows does piddly damage. I'm talking piddly. Like, this is doing basically nothing. Then yeah, I kind of want to... Ah, well. I don't want to take... Because the one thing that concerns me is if I'm attacking, this Rathian with, like, the bow, just using the regular shot I was using, like, the regular shots, it takes me 20 minutes to defeat her. 20-25 minutes. For low rank, that's a little too long. For me, that's a little too long. Like, thinking I've been playing this game since it came out, so... And I know that when I get to G rank, if I have like that level of skill in low rank, when I get to G rank, it's not going to matter how leveled up my equipment is. I'm not going to have the DPS to kill something before the time runs out, because you are timed. Staple of Monster Hunter is the time limit. It's usually 50 minutes. There's a few exceptions here and there. But still, at G rank stuff just has so much more health, and stuff in Port Tanzia is coded I like this as well. Stuff in Port Tansy is coded for 2 players. So it can be soloed or done with the group, but it's always coded for 2 players. It's not like Monster Hunter, more recent Monster Hunters, where it like scales depending on how many players there are. Like if you log into a quest by yourself, it just has like it's scaled for 1 person. But if like someone joins off of like an SLS flare, it goes up to 2 people. 2 people scaling, you know. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, they didn't have that technology, I don't think. So there's just the HP that it had, and they chose enough HP for 2 players because they knew, I think, that it would eventually get cut off or people wouldn't have online connection, or the 3DS version didn't even have online connection, so that's probably part of the reason why they did it, so you could just do it solo. Not nearly close enough for Sprint Shot to do anything. See, this is even headshots, which is, you know, where you do all the damage, really isn't going to be doing sweet FA. My whetstone back. I don't know why I picked up the whetstone. I don't need it, but see, she's already limping. We're not even at 15 minutes and she's already limping. We're at 13 minutes and she's limping. And I guarantee you, if I was just using like the normal shot, we would be about halfway done, maybe 65% at best done with this hunt, with this bow. And I'm not even kidding. Now, arc shots aren't OP or anything, but, you know, just for the bow, they do the most damage. If I had like 1,000 Dragons, a Dragon Piercer or something, I would definitely be peppering some of that in, but alas. And you really, again, a lot of it really just comes down to knowing, I didn't press A fast enough, to knowing like what your range is on the arc shot, so you don't have to like guess. If you know where the arc shot's gonna land, you can just keep popping them off like this. Now I will say, underwater hunts suck for the bow. Like, everybody who says, oh, they need to bring back underwater hunts, I dare you to play Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate solo with the bow, and how absolutely stupid the underwater hunts are, because the arc shots underwater are just dumb. They're dumb. Just really obtusely difficult to use. I don't want to hear anybody crying skill issue in the comments either. It is just stupid. Like, it still takes me 20 plus minutes to KO Liligiacris because I can't. Get down here. I didn't even expect that to happen, but I'll take it. Because the arc shots have a much further distance underwater. Dang, I was hoping that last shot would have like killed her, but it's not. Oh well. And my train of thought kind of went wacky for a second. I do get that this arc shot spam is dumb. Like, this is the way you kind of have to play bow in this game, and I get that that's dumb. I'm not fond of it either, but I want to use the bow. That's just my whole thing. I just want to use the bow. That took just over 15 minutes, and this isn't... It's not the worst bow, but it's not the best either. So, that was a pretty good, like, time, I would say. Pretty good DPS. The whole thing is just, you know, weird. I don't know why they designed the bow this way. I really don't. Because normal shots just do nothing. Again, once you get slime weapons and you can start afflicting slime status, everything else kind of goes out the window. But because slime status is just that broken, compared to everything else anyway. But yeah, I can't even I can't even express just how dumb this feels. You just have to spam arc shot all day. It's just that'd be the way you have to play it. But then again, I don't know. I've never I wasn't really big in the Monster Hunter community when 3 Ultimate came out. Like, I stopped playing online after Try went dead. I tried 3 Ultimate and Generations Ultimate, I just couldn't do it. So I never really met anybody who was like a bow user from back in the day. No, I need a Makalite order to make that bow. I think I have enough stuff now. Let's see. Yeah, so I could have upgraded this bow again anyway. I don't have the stuff for it anyway, but so that was really just an underpowered bow because I could have upgraded it again. I would say using a slightly underpowered bow against that fight and having like a 15-minute kill time, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. I'm just gonna go grab the Makalite ore. I think I just need 1. I checked the list before I started recording, so I know I didn't check it just now for the Rathian bow, but I checked it before I started recording. I needed like 1 Rathian something, with either a scale or a shell, and 1 Makalite ore. I think it was a shell. Hello, Kurapeko. You're not the subject of my ire right now. You get to live. Thank you. Goodbye. Yeah, once I'm gonna finish the Rathian bow, and then just to kind of prove the point, I need to fight the Lagiacrus anyway to make a Lagiacrus bow, and just so you guys can see just how dumb this works underwater, because it's not good. It's just not. There's not a lot of monsters that you fight specifically underwater. Like Lagiacrus is one of them. Abyssal, I never fought Abyssal, but considering his name was Abyssal Lagiacrus, I'm assuming you fight it underwater. Ivory, I think, is mostly on land, though. Gobel, but you can fish him up with a frog. Plesioth, but again, you can fish it up with a frog. Royal Ludroth goes underwater, but Royal Ludroth's kind of more of a mix of both. He's not completely water specific. Even if he is, it's a Royal Ludroth. I'm not really threatened by him. I know this is a water bow against a Ludroth, but like, look how many hits this is taking. Like, you see how many arrows this takes to kill a Ludroth. Ludroth don't have that much HP. I know those are crappy level 1 shots, but like, if I was like charging up to Pierce level 2, which is what the highest level on this thing is, like, it wouldn't. It would still take just as long just for the charging. Come on, give me the stuff. Thank you. Now we go back. Forgot to do my hunt report earlier. Yep. I just instinctively go to upgrade. Alright, Queen Blaster. Oh, I needed 8. Oh, that sucks. I need 2 more. Fine, let me grab some pickaxes and I'll head back out there. No, Kayamba, I want you to stay behind. Alright, I'll get that ore, BRB. Got the stuff now. I have the stuff. I don't have the money, but I have the stuff. I can sell something. I'm like right on the edge of having enough money. So clear out my inventory first. What crap in here don't I need? All these, nope, nope, all these cool drinks can go. These hot drinks can go. There, don't need it. Okay. I didn't need a lot, just some pocket change. Take that, thank you. Now, yes, please. It doesn't have any elemental damage, but it's got poison boost, so that's a fun thing. So let me look at this. It's been like a week and a half since I've played this file, so I don't remember what all I've done and what all I need to do. Lamp mask, calling all bugs. Okay, so what I want is to make sure my mushroom farm is upgraded. My mushroom farm is at max. Okay. And what I want to cultivate is, first of all, nitro shrooms, and second of all, toadstools. I don't have any toadstools, though. Nitro shrooms are used with empty files to make power coatings. Drew a blank there for a second. Toadstools are used with empty files to make poison coatings, and then parashrooms make para coatings, and I think sleep herbs make sleep coatings. I think. I don't know. I haven't played far enough to have a sufficient bow with sleep to really had to worry about it. I have one sleep herb, so I'm not really gonna worry about. There's toadstool. I can't afford a lot of those, so I'll just get 2. I'm gonna need those. Okay, and I think I'm good on just about everything else right now. Not that I could afford, not that I could afford much else, really. And we will eventually be getting to Port Danzia, but like I said, everything in Port Danzia is scaled for 2 players, and me going at that right now would just cost us a lot of unnecessary time, and I can just max out high rank stuff in offline mode before I go into Port Danzia. So toadstools. I want all of those. And more toadstools. Because I don't have anything that can use power coatings yet right now. So we're gonna go fight the guy, Chris, real quick. And I say real quick. And then just so you guys can kind of get a sense of how like dumb the arc shots work underwater. I'm not gonna bring any extra materials with me. I don't have anything to craft with at the moment. Let's see. Get Feline Thunder Collar? I can, thank you. I know I'm using like not good armor for fighting Legiacris in, but we're gonna make it work. I might cart, but you know what? That's fine. Just enough to do the quest. Alright, let's go. So I guzzle this water next to me. You guys ever just drink water? Like with nothing in it, just straight freaking water? But, I didn't bring any poison coatings. That's... I could have bought poison coatings, I didn't do it. All this water I drink certainly isn't helping my brain any. Big game, sure. Alright, let's try this again. I need to sell something else to make some room. Or some cash, just to be able to buy the poison coatings. What are you? Busy bees? No, I don't want to sell you. Attack jewel, defense jewel, fire jewel. Aqua Glow Jewel. I don't need that many Aqua Glow Jewels. Aqua Glow Jewels just kind of fall in your lap after a while. There's really no reason to hoard them. Okay. Try this again. This one uses paracoatings too. Nice. Okay. Once again, Thundercaller. Please, thank you. Just because it's a possibility doesn't mean it's gonna proc. Thundercaller is... oof. Especially right now, with my current armor set fighting Legiacris. Kinda need it. Kinda need it. Take that and that. Yeah, so poison coatings here, but I have a Farcaster, so if I run out of poison coatings and feel like I need more, I can just zap back. So before I get to the Legiacris, let me show you how dumb the arc shot looks underwater. Like, look at this. You can't even see it. There it is, right there. And I think, like, the very top of that cone is where it hits. Yeah, that's where it breaks. So it's a lot harder to get used to underwater. Because it's not a straight up come back down arc, it's kind of a forward arc. And it's just weird. Also, if you're underwater and your arc, like that arc line goes above water, like you end up shooting that like out of the surface of the water, it doesn't come back down. I made that mistake quite a few times last time I fought the Legiacris. I was like, why is my arc shafts not hitting him? Oh, because they're not coming back down. See, watch. Well, just call me a liar then, game. Okay, if it breaks out of the surface of the water, it doesn't come back down. Excuse me. Pardon-moi. This part about the Legiacris fight is swimming all the way through Area 10 to Area 11. There you are, you big turd. See, that's probably gonna miss. See, it hit him in the backside. You can kind of see it hit like his hindquarters. And granted, the like the bag that contains the arrows and the arc shot, that does do damage if it hits him, but I don't know how much damage it does. A reminder, I have done this like once. So I might be a little bit better off than I was the first time I did this. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that to hit at all, huh? Because it's like 360 degrees instead of just, you know, the normal lateral on-ground movement, it just... Legiacris is a slippery little bish. It's poison, so I'm going to save those. Just takes so much time in between each arc shot just to aim it. I'm just not used to it yet. I'm not saying it can't be done, but it's definitely more difficult than on land. I just have to wholeheartedly... My first Monster Hunter was Try, and that's where they introduced underwater combat. And of course, they only brought it back in 3 Ultimate, because 3 Ultimate is like basically the upgraded version of Try. Like, 3 Ultimate is the Platinum to Try's Diamond and Pearl. So, you know. Kind of the same thing, just with upgrades. Of course it missed. Shakalaka both dead. I have nothing to distract him. Ow. Alright, Cha-Cha, Kayamba, be the meat shields I know you were meant to be. Please, for God's sake. And I'm not going for his horns or anything specific, I'm just trying to attack him. Yeah, I can't, because I'm under this rock, it eats the arc shot. I need to get him back out into more open water. You see what a pain this is? Do you see what a pain this is? I get the shot perfectly aimed, and he just charges me. And the shot misses, and I take damage. It sucks. Underwater combat does not need to come back. I don't care. Like, I don't care how much they upgrade it with wilds. It does not need to come back. This is dumb. They probably knew it was dumb when they made it. That's why they never brought it back. This is a novelty mechanic. Yes, I'm salty because I'm annoyed with how slippery this Legiacus is. And he hasn't even gotten enraged yet. Don't care. He's like, I need to do damage. Yep, saw that coming. It's fine. I don't even care that I'm playing sloppy right now. I really don't. Poison comes back. Stop moving, you unlikable turd. I mean, everybody loves the Legiacus, but this guy is just... it's the bane of my existence right now. God. This underwater combat alone is enough to make a man insane. You can hear the get good comments right now, and I'm sorry, but no. When, like, my main method of DPS is damn near impossible to aim. See, there we go. That was a good one. He's leaving. Hopefully he might be heading up to land so I can actually do some damage on him. But granted, as much as I'm flubbing these arc shots, I am still doing more damage than I would be doing just using regular shots. Probably not by much, but it is better. I assure you, it's better. Like, you saw how many shots it took me to kill a normal Lugeroth with basic shots. That was a prime example why the bow in 3 Ultimate is just stupid. I was gonna say he's probably not gonna get poisoned again, but I eat my words. Too close for an arc shot. Legiacus. I mean, Legiacus. Lord of the Seas. Pain in the ass. I don't even, that's not even a good arc shot. Like, it just wasn't. I knew that when I fired it. Like, that's not a good arc shot. At least that would hit his tail, you know? And now we can fight. Like an actual fight. I think the only monsters that stays completely underwater is probably the Cetus. I don't know. Ugh, pardon me. I don't know about Abyssal Lagiacrus or Dire Moralis though. Is Dire Moralis even underwater? I don't even know. I've never fought Dire Moralis. I've never even seen any footage of it, other than like this little cameo at the end of the opening cutscene. You see, now we're fighting. But that poison probably did more damage than I could ever possibly give it credit for. Because there's no way I was doing sufficient anything underwater. Also, this is a focus shot, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. I probably did earlier. Like, oh, the Rathian bow is a focus shot, but I never pointed out what the reticle looked like. My apologies. And it's funny, with a melee weapon, I don't criticize the underwater combat. It's only with the ranged weapons that it's just weird. Not impossible, just weird. Ended up with a horn break. Oh my god, I stunned him. Alright, I didn't know I could do that with a bow, but now that I know that, it's good to know. Let's say I knew I could do it in other Monster Hunters. I didn't know 3 Ultimate if it was something that was kept in. Yeah, kiss your stamina goodbye, buddy. See, I just bully him on land. I can make it work on land. Like, and rather well. Too close to... I was too close for the arc shot, too far away for the spread shot. Oh, I was holding the X... or the... yeah, the X button. Sorry, I'm also an Xbox player, so I get my X's and my Y's confused. B and A I always remember which is which, but X and Y I always forget. Like, I know where the buttons are by muscle memory. Plus, these rocks, I don't know how much damage they do per rock, but even if it's the same as, like, my basic arrow, I'm still doing more damage per second because of how many hits they do when they all hit him. Yeah. The angle was a little off. I thought that might have been shots, but sadly not. Oh there, big boy. Oh there, big fella. Ah. Don't trample me. Health. And we go. I'm halfway decent at just avoiding the attacks. It's just getting used to the dealing of the damage. It's really... I'm surprised he hasn't gone back in the water yet. There he goes. He's going back in the water. I knew as soon as I said that he was going to go back in the water. And he's not running away either. Which is not good for me. I don't remember how long this took me with the gun lance, but he was probably close to dead by now. And I imagine I'm probably more than halfway done at this point. Come on. I hate it when they get all up in your facey. Really? Like, have you not heard of personal space, Legiacus? It's why I use a bow. Goodness gracious. Yeah, that arc didn't pan out the way I hoped it would. Yeah, I can still get good arcs, but like when he's right on... Little guy Chris loves to get right on top of you like that. And he just keeps like rushing you. And it's just annoying. And he's especially bad about it underwater. I think I might be just too far to... Yeah, I was too far away. Come on. Man, this hunt sucks. It's been 15 minutes now, and we're still going with this. I wish I had exhaust shot, I really do. But this bow does not allow exhaust shots. Because exhaust shots on this boy would be great, because that would force him on land. Okay, he's limping now, okay. But I also don't know how much damage my melee attack does. Because if I put close range coatings on, that'll do more damage. But I don't know how much base damage it does. If it's like worth the effort of doing that, you know? Might be, I don't know. I've never really tried it because that's stupid. You're using melee attack with a ranged weapon. And the disparity between the defense of a ranged weapon and a melee weapon is like... I think at one point, I looked at like the high rank armors in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. It was like 50%. Like the same armor for a gunner, like the same type of armor from the same monster, had like half the amount of health than a Blade Master. Not even kidding. Literally half. And I'm like, what? How am I supposed to not die with this? Oh, stop. That's gonna hurt. Or it's gonna miss. I'm not gonna complain about a miss. I'm gonna try this melee a little bit, because that second melee attack does decent damage. With the close range coating, it probably does. Ow. Oh god, that was half my health. See, there are reasons why you don't do that. And that is one of them. It's gonna hurt. Ow. That might be... That wasn't a good arc shot. I just can't tell half the time sometimes. Sometimes I just can't tell, you know, where the arc is going. The stuff that would be a perfectly fine arc shot on land with distance and everything, it doesn't work with underwater. Whatever. Whatevs. Alright, take that. Come on. Come on, die for me, Laggy. You've proven your point that underwater combat with a bow kind of sucks. Now you can just not exist anymore. So you give me the material so I can make a bow out of you. Yeah, I tried to roll to the side. I didn't roll to the side. Sometimes, like, right after you fire, it doesn't want to roll to the left or right. I think it just rolls straight. And I can't even tell when my charge is ready because I'm used to the audio cue, but I can't use the audio cue because my audio is so delayed. I have to watch for the visual cue. And sometimes it's hard to watch for the visual cue when you're trying to watch the monster. Yeah, this is... There we go. How long did that take? 20 minutes. 20 minutes that took. There's no reason that needed to take 20 minutes. But whatever. Can I carve you? Can I carve? Thank you. So yeah, that's basically the bow mechanics on land and underwater. Underwater, I will defend this statement till the cows come home. Underwater combat sucks with the bow. With melee weapons, it's not great either. Like most people, most hunters I've met who have played 3 Ultimate, this is just from personal experience, not personal experiment, excuse me, don't really care for underwater combat. And like I get the appeal of it. Conceptually, it's cool. Maybe if they brought it back in Wilds, they would update the mechanics and it would be a lot more smooth. This is just ugh. Alright, but enough complaining. I did get a 1. Okay, cool. And I didn't cart. Low level, I think it's like the second lowest level gunner armor, and I didn't cart. What a day this is. Did I get enough to get uncanny hide? That's gonna require the Giganox part. Ugh. Just ugh. I don't have any fire bows. Well, there's a Kurapeko bow I could probably make, but I don't think that's super great right now. I might just stick with the Queen Blaster. I don't know. We'll have to see how I feel. But that's gonna do it for now, everybody. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm gonna try to stick with the bow. It kind of just depends on how it goes. If it gets to a point where I'm just not doing the DPS, I might switch back to the gun lance and just build my way back up from there. Because without Chris Hunt, good lord. That was... With I get slime weapons, it would probably improve greatly. But right now, that was painful. And if I had, like, the materials to make, more poison coatings, I could keep applying poison to them. I probably could have applied 1 more poison to them, and that probably would have made a good bit of a difference. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, let me know. Leave a comment, let me know what you're thinking about this game so far, and let me know how you play bow in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. If you play bow in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, if you have any tips, please. For crying out loud, this game is probably going to drive me crazy at some point throughout this playthrough. So I am open to them. But thank you everybody so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video.